So why and how did this happen? Was it all the D-ball and trenbolone I've been taking? I don't think so. Probably because I'm a lifetime natural. What's going on YouTube? Certified personal trainer, full-gainz back with another video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, then welcome. Yes, you read that thumbnail correctly, and no, it was not clickbait. I actually gained 2 pounds of muscle in 14 days naturally. First, I will show you the proof, and then I will tell you exactly what I did to achieve this. Feel free to skip ahead to that point if you just want to know how I accomplished it. Mind you that I have been in the gym for 10 years now, and muscle growth like that should be impossible. The science-based lifters are going to lose their freaking minds over this one. So I had been weighing myself for a few months now since I started my cut, and at the peak of my bulk on March 3rd, I weighed in at 227.7 pounds with a 28.4% body fat. Yes, I know I took the bulk a little bit too far, but doing the math tells me that I had a lean body mass of 163.03 pounds. So at this point I had started to cut down, but slowly so that I could avoid losing too much muscle. And by July 30th, I had weighed in at 218 pounds at a 27% body fat. So that puts my LBM at 159.14 pounds. So I had actually lost 4 pounds of muscle during my cut, which is pretty typical. So fast forward 2 weeks to August 14th, where I weighed in at 220.6 pounds with, again, a body fat percentage of 27%. So my body fat percentage did not change, but my weight went up 2.6 pounds. Because your weight can fluctuate from day to day, I weighed myself one more time the day after just to make sure that it was the same, and it was. If we then do the math one more time.
Here's Johnny.
That puts my lean body mass at 161.04 pounds. That's 1.9 pounds of tissue gained from 2 weeks prior. Note that I always weigh myself right when I wake up, after I go to the bathroom, and before I eat or drink anything. Consistency is extremely important when it comes to this. So why and how did this happen? Was it all the D-ball and trenbolone I've been taking? I don't think so. Probably because I'm a lifetime fucking natural. So here's half the answer, and then I will give you the other half in just a minute. At least a pound of muscle was not gained, but regained during these 2 weeks. That's because lost muscle is extremely easy for the body to recover. Building new muscle tissue is like learning to ride a bike. It takes a while. Whereas regaining your lost muscle tissue is like getting back on a bike after a few years. It just comes right back to you. So during my almost year-long bulk, let's say that I gained 5 pounds of muscle. Well, during my cut, I lost 4 pounds of muscle. Once my body got adjusted to the calorie deficit, I was able to regain 2 of those pounds of muscle fast. However, I don't think that this was entirely regained muscle. That's because there are 5 major things that I started doing which I was not doing before. So number 1 is that I changed up my split. I initially was doing a push-pull split, and I was not getting sore at all. Even though I was in the gym for an hour and a half, busting my ass, I just wasn't getting sore. So when I changed my split up to an Arnold split, while keeping most of the exercises and just changing the order that I did them in, I was able to actually shock my muscles and start to get sore again.
You got to shock the muscle, and shock the muscle.
Number two is that I started focusing more on my protein. I noticed an increase in my weight lifted at the gym once I started hitting my protein goals. My goal is to hit 170 grams of protein per day, but in my mind, the more the better. Number three is that I started taking more rest time in between sets. Initially, I was doing a minute to sometimes a minute and a half in between sets, but now most of my exercises is 2 minutes in between sets. Number four is I cut out alcohol. So I was chronically drinking every single night and didn't really see it as a problem. And once I stopped doing that, I noticed that my ability to get good sleep and recover shot up like crazy. And finally, number five is I started increasing my intensity at the gym. I make sure to fail a lot more on basically every exercise. The last two sets, I try and fail. When I do fail, I do half reps. They just really help to get that burn, and I feel a lot better. I get a lot more sore, and because of my increase in rest time between sets, my sets are have the ability to be a lot more intense. So without that, the intensity in the set would be a little bit lower. In conclusion, if your goal is to build muscle, bulk. None of this lean bulking, main gaining nonsense. Just just bulk. Okay? There's a reason that all of the world's strongest men are fat. Whatever that reason is, I don't know because I'm not a scientist, but I know it works. Bulking is like steroids without the side effects. Not saying you should go as far as I did. I'll admit that was a little excessive, but if you want to get big, you gotta eat big and then cut down after. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure you're adding some extra eggs to your plate, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.